I know how I got here. How did he get here? The name of the album, get ready for it. It's LT's Tracksuit Fresh. Louis Tomlinson, what's up, dude?
How's it going, bro? Long
Good
time.
to see you, man. Where is the heart? I want to start there first. The smile is big. It always is when we get the chance to chat. But where's the heart knowing that this music is right? Well, the lead single is here, but the rest of the album is right around the corner. How you feeling, dude?
Really, always a nice feeling, man. Really, really excited going into this. I'm in a really good place anyway, in general. So, yeah, I feel something feels a little bit different this time around. Even with the process of making the record, it was there was a certain like freedom to making it. Really, I wasn't really like, overly worried about deadlines and stuff like that. Just it would be ready when it's ready. And I'm really enjoyed making this record. I'm even enjoying some of the promo.
Okay.
Like, yeah, this feels like different this time around. I feel good.
It can be a bit heavy because you, over the years that we've been friends, man, you have been such a true, just genuine. You've showed up every single time, man. And to know that there's an air of confidence in the air now. There's a level of the swag each and every time it steps up a notch. How did it feel to impart where your heart is into this collection of music?
Feels really good. This is again. I feel like I've had to all the choices I've made have kind of led up to this moment, and I feel I've entered this record in terms of making it just with a different level of confidence.
Yeah.
And also like just worrying a little bit less in general, and just kind of making the best record that I can make without procrastinating too much. Over worrying about exterior opinion. Just kind of going for it.
Being you've been authentic, you've been genuine since day one, and finding the words to describe that, and then to put them to music, and then to see the world already. And I want to focus on Lemonade that we just got, and fans are already singing the lyrics back to you. They already know the lyric video is racking up the views as well, dude. To tell these stories and to see them connect, that feeling, what's that like?
It's beautiful. I mean, obviously, even with the best will in the world and the best confidence, there's still the day before release. You're crossing your fingers and you're thinking, I hope the fans like this. Because truthfully, like, of course, you want to make the record that you want to make, but if no one listens to it, then that's kind of a problem,
Yeah.
So, so there was definitely, there's always a bit of like tension the day before, but like, as you said, like, it feels like most of them they already know like 95% of the lyrics anyway. Like,
Isn't that crazy?
They're hardcore, man. So yeah, as always, the reaction has been really, really lovely from the fans.
Before we started rolling here on the cameras, man, we were chatting about where you went to write some of this album. A lot of it was already prepared and kind of done before you jetted off to Costa Rica and decided to complete the rest of it. Why Costa Rica, man?
It's something that, like, on the first couple of records, it was in the back of my mind, and I was thinking, like, you'd hear the occasional story, about so-and-so recording their album in Jamaica, and I'm like, fucking hell, I want a bit of that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. And again, I think probably comes from a confidence place. I'm like, okay, if I want to make this amazing record, I'm really, like, climb into the concept and surround myself in the atmosphere and the feeling that I want this record to convey. There needs to be a certain level of confidence to that. So we looked at a few different places, but a few of the other places were like in and around Europe.
Okay.
It was just too close to home for me. I want it to be like really far away from home and have that feeling of like freedom. I definitely had that there. It was just a really, really beautiful place, beautiful surroundings. Like,
Don't say exactly where, because then you're gonna have loads of tourists pull up and they're gonna take over your sanctity and your secret spot, bro.
Costa Rica's gonna love me. Yes.
The board of tourism. But it was just something about being immersed in that calm, but also being able to open up the windows and I'm sure hear the nature that kind of set the tone for what you were going for.
Definitely the nature, like how beautiful everything looks, but honestly, like also like the weather was really, really nice over there, and that is not a luxury you have in England. So like when you're writing, and especially the kind of record I wanted to make, like I wasn't ready to make another rainy England album. So it was important for me to go and find the sun somewhere.
You use the word we. I want you to take the chance to say and congratulate and thank some of the people that you did work with. I know there was a common producer that helped really tie this all together for you.
Yeah, appreciate that. The guys that came out to Costa Rica were Nico Rebscher, who is the producer, Theo Hutchcraft, Dave Snedden, and then Dave Gibson also came in through Zoom. And this is I've treated it a little bit different this time around. They're pretty much the only people. There's a couple of other people like Rob Harvey, but it's a very, very small group that I've written with this time around. And that brings its own confidence too. That you all feel like you've got like a collective intention. Because the only problem is when you working with all these different people and it feels like fucking like speed dating for songwriting.
You can't connect that way.
It's quite a lot to be like telling people your life story, like the things that maybe you might be a little insecure about, or like it's quite heavy conversation for a first meeting.
Yeah.
So it's just nice being able to like skip all of that. And like when we're writing, it feels like how a band would write, and that's kind of what I've been searching for. Really.
Yeah. You feel like you found it.
Definitely, yeah.
100%, dude. Let's focus in on Lemonade, bro. I'm telling you, it's a bit tangy, it's a bit sweet, but you want more. you need to take that extra sip, but then it might give you cavities after a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? That's how you feel when the story behind this song for you, bro.
We got to a point where we had a couple of options at this point where we were thinking maybe this song or this other song could be the first single, but I wanted it to feel really like ambitious sonically, like my first look. And I think straight away, even just hearing the first 10 seconds of this song, it feels vastly different to anything I've really done in the past. And that was the intention for me. I wanted something to feel like a slightly different, like I was moving into a different space, really. And I think Nico did a brilliant, brilliant job of that. But yeah, that song also was written in Costa Rica. But often an example of a good song is how quick you write it. Not always, but 9 times out of 10, if it comes together pretty self-explanatory and pretty quickly, you normally get this feeling of, oh, that was kind of easy. That's good.
Yeah, you didn't try. You didn't have to force it.
Yeah. And that carries its own level of authenticity when you don't have to, overproduce anything that you write.
Well, what about the lyrics that had inspired the album title, man? How did I get here? Are we talking... how did I get to this space emotionally? How did I get to, I know how I got here. I hopped the train, you know what I'm saying? I took an Uber, you know what I mean? But how did I get here? Why that for the album title and why those lyrics? It was
important for me to have like an emotional hook really as the title. And that is a lyric in one of the other songs on the record, a song called Lucid. And it was like, we'd got to like crunch time. It was like the 11th hour. My manager was like pulling his hair out, like, we need a fucking title for the album. And honestly, almost out of petulance, there was just like Lucid playing in the car. And I was like, well, what about this? How did I get here? And then I looked at him like, ooh, that's fucking good.
Another reason that you said it was just something that felt right.
I didn't have time to overthink it. It was very much going with my gut in that situation. And yeah, I like it has a heavy emotional hook if you want, or maybe it's just asking how you got here today.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, there are so many layers, and I want to shift to something that you're doing that has never been done before. Sat down to bring a podcast to the big screen.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, dude.
Serious, isn't it? Oh.
Serious, man, but it's very special that you're choosing now to speak on this podcast, Diary of a CEO podcast, by the way. For those of you that are going to see it in theaters, man, you're going to see this dude like 17,000 feet tall, which is going to be powerful. But also those feelings, those emotions. Why now did you feel like it was the right time to unleash, those stories?
I'm actually a fan of the show. I'm a fan of the show. Like, I watch it quite a bit. Like, I'm into my psychology and stuff. So, like, there's a lot of that kind of stuff on there. I find it really thought-provoking and interesting. And also, it's a good, less traditional way of being able to, kind of tell my story, really, and do it in an authentic way and not in a sensationalized way, which is often, the norm, at least within press. So I think, it's just been... The whole thing was quite heavy, actually.
Yeah.
It's heavy at times, but he's a really good guy, really good interviewer as well. So I'm really excited for people to see that. It feels a little bit far out for me to be putting it in cinemas. Like, I'll take it. Like, I'll take it. Cool. But, like, I remember seeing that, like, wow, okay, we're going all in on this. Like, cool.
For real.
Cool.
Well, it starts with the teaser, and I want to help you with this before we get to see the film and get to really truly understand what the answer to this question is. But who am I outside of 1D? And I want to tell you what I've felt over the years that we've been buds, man. Genuine, authentic. These are some of the words I wrote down. Driven, supportive as hell, dude. Selfless, funny as all get out, dude. I remember running around, and we've been doing a lot of good things. How do those characteristics make their way into the album?
I appreciate that. Thank you. I suppose those kind of things show themselves in lyric,
Yeah.
Like, I consider myself I always challenge myself to be as empathetic as possible. And, you know, in the same way, if you write fiction, writing songs, you need a certain amount of empathy to be able to, or you at least need to listen to people, you know,
sure.
to be able to process those things. So, yeah, I appreciate you saying all those things. I pride myself on such things.
You are, dude. You strong. You're a stand-up dude, and it's
Thank
felt
you.
that way for me with our friendship, bro. I wanna ask you this one as well, man. Gosh, dude, let's go way back. This might not have happened after you stepped on that sea urchin, bro.
Yes, you're right.
Let's think
You're
about
right.
this.
You're right. That
in
was
that
funny.
in that moment, where was your heart at? Maybe understanding or maybe not understanding that you needed to come through for your brothers. You needed to, you know, to be selfless. You needed to also toughen up a little bit. You know, hoping that you could be there for your guys, but also that moment might not have happened had you not stepped up for yourself. What was that like in your brain when we almost didn't get Louis?
Yeah, I mean, that whole process, honestly, it feels like a different person. It feels like a different lifetime. It's so long ago. And also so much has happened since then. But that was kind of funny, you know, like when I stood on that sea urchin. At that point, we'd not been on the show very long, but we already, the most common word you hear on like a reality kind of thing like that is the word Jeopardy. Yeah. And I just knew that that's what it was. Like, okay, like my foot had blown up pretty big. But I mean, my voice wasn't hurt. I was still going to be able to sing. Yeah. But the show was like spinning this mad drama. Like, you know, how is he going to make it to the gig? It's like, probably on crutches, he'll be okay. But that was, I was actually pretty embarrassed at the time. I was just thinking, it just felt very typical. Yeah, I can be like kind of a clumsy guy, and it's like, what, like the most important moment of my life, and I've stood in a sea urchin, really?
Of course it's going to happen to you. But we're grateful, again, it goes back to all the things I said about you being a stand-up guy, being truly that dude that is willing to be persistent, to have that drive, to know that there's a bigger purpose, man. And that's how you continue to live your life, dude. And through this music, can't wait till we not only get the album come January, but the world tour.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Because I know how much you love the tour, bro. That's
Love
like your
it.
thing, man.
It's my favorite thing to do, man. Like it's beautiful. Those nights are so beautiful. And definitely put on some really, really exciting venues for this tour.
Oh, Madison Square Garden.
It's crazy, man. Like honestly, I can't. It's still not quite sunk in. I don't think it will actually till I take the stage. Really.
Yeah.
It's always been a real. In fact, that's a lie. I was gonna say it's always been a dream of mine to play there. Of course, it has deep down, but I've never even dreamt like that. Like I never. Like when I first started out like this on my own, I never thought I'd play Madison Square Garden on my own. I thought those things were like independent stuff that I did in the band, you know. So to be, I think it's a testament of how hard we've all worked, me and the fans included, you know?
Yeah, I like that you say we all have worked because you've created this community, you and the guys, but you as well created this sense of we want to be there to support you because of what you have going on here, and that's why you're gonna see me when we're 50, 60 years old. We're gonna find a pub somewhere to you know what I'm saying to a proper cheers. I'm gonna split the G. We're gonna hit that. One of these days I'm gonna get it, bro. But it's gonna be a moment that I look forward to because of who you are. And
thank you, man.
I love our friendship, dog.
Bless, man.
Until we hang again, dude, lemonade. I'm gonna take a sip, bro. The world is here for it. This, as you all know, and you're another guy that gets me excited. I'm excited about wearing my tracksuits.
Yeah, let's see
Wait
what
till you
you're
see
trying.
the top. You see when I put my top on, it's gonna be another thing. Give it up for Louis Tomlinson, please, y'all. Round of applause from behind the camera. Yeah.